G'day trendsetters, JOM with Gravel Cyclist. I'm coming to you today during a very balmy summer's day with a review of the Bontrager TLR Flashcharger Pump. The TLR Flashcharger Pump is no ordinary bicycle pump. It features this secondary air cylinder which, when inflated to the desired air pressure and once the air is released, will pop a tubeless tyre onto a tubeless specific rim, foregoing the need for an air compressor. The pump has two modes of operation, which is determined by the position of the red lever on the pump body. One position is inflate and the other position is charge. That's the down position. Inflate mode operates just like a regular pump, no surprises there. You simply inflate a tyre as you usually would. Charge mode, which is activated when the lever is pressed down, all of your pumping efforts will go into the air cylinder until you reach the desired air pressure. Then, once you've reached that pressure, you simply place the chuck onto the valve of your wheel and you pull the lever up like that, and that will ideally release a big pop of air and pop that tyre onto the rim. The pump has a very handy dual chuck head for Presta and Schrader valves. The pump also features a very handy bleed valve and an extra long hose, which comes in handy for those times when you have your tyres waiting for inflation and hanging from a rather precarious spot in your garage. The pump features a very clear and easy to read gauge, which is a fact appreciated by those of us who sometimes wear reading glasses for those finer details in life. So without further delay, let's go inflate some tyres. First of all, flick the TLR pump to the charge position, like that, and start inflating the cylinder. Now for the moment of truth. Okay. Here we go. That is the sound of sweet success. The Panaracer Gravel King has mounted perfectly and is then sitting in the tyre bead of the Clement Ushuaia wheel set. The next tyre I'm going to mount up here is the Terrene Elwood, which is a 650B tyre that measures 47 millimeters in width, and it's being mounted to an American Classic wide lightning wheel set. This wheel set has a very wide rim bed, as the name indicates. So let's inflate the cylinder and see how it mounts up. For the moment of truth yet again, I release the air cylinder and hopefully it inflates. Oh yes, it's holding. Beautiful. Now there is a leak because I don't have any sealant installed, but it definitely popped into the bead and it's holding well. Actually, the leak seems to have stopped. It's probably around the valve coil, but yeah, perfect. To release a little bit of the excessive air pressure, I simply press the bleed valve right here and hold it down until the desired air pressure is attained. Perfect. The next tyre I'm going to inflate is the Hutchinson Black Mamba Pro, which is a 27.5 inch by 2 inch wide mountain bike tyre, and it's mounted to a Stans Crest 27.5 wheel set. The cylinder is already charged up to 160 psi, so let's see how it goes. Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. Success. The final tyre I'm mounting is the Maxxis Rambler in 700C by 40mm. This is a Tubeless Ready tyre, and historically this tyre has given some problems for these sorts of pumps. It's got a very supple casing, and it has quite a loose fit on the rim, and the wheel set in question is the Hunt 4-season gravel disc wheel set. So, with that said, the cylinder is loaded up to 160 psi. Flick the lever and hope for the best. Ah, yes, as predicted, did not inflate. So we're going to remove the valve core and see if that helps any. I've removed the valve core, so we're going to attach the chuck, and hopefully the more direct airflow will help the Rambler pop into the bead. Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed. Oh, this is perfect. This is the only pump I have used that actually got the Maxxis Rambler to inflate. Now, we had to obviously lose the valve core, and you're probably wondering how I'm going to get the valve core in, which is right here, without losing all the air pressure. So, I'm going to do this live on camera. This could be a problem. So I'm going to really quickly release the chuck and put my finger over the valve core. See it there? Okay, oh boy. Good job on that. That is one Maxxis Rambler tyre successfully inflated using the Bontrager TLR Flashcharger Pump. Right there, this pump is pure gold just by inflating this one tyre. In life, trendsetters, nothing is perfect, and the same applies to this Bontrager TLR Flashcharger Pump. When you run the pump in regular inflation mode, it has a very annoying tendency to suck air from the tyre you're trying to inflate back into the air cylinder. Now, this problem only happens on tyres with air already inside the casing. So, for example, this WTB Resolute in 650B by 42mm has about 30 psi inside its casing at the moment. So, as soon as I apply the chuck and lock it down, it's going to lose about 20 psi. In fact, it has lost 20 psi. The negative is you're obviously going to have to reinflate that back up to optimal pressure. It's a minor problem, but it's an annoying problem. With a 700C tyre by a 40mm wide, you can expect to lose about 20 psi. So just something to consider. When I first received the TLR Flashcharger, I had a few concerns about its longevity. It's quite lightweight in construction, there's a lot of plastic, and it just doesn't seem to be as beefy as, say, some of the other higher-end pumps on the market. However, my fears were allayed. I've taken this pump on 6 trips involving aircraft. To date, the pump has been to Australia, Taiwan, Lincoln, Nebraska for Gravel Worlds, Almanza 100 in Spring Valley, Minnesota, Paris to Ancaster in Paris, Ontario, Canada, and most recently Beaver, Utah for Crusher in Natasha. During that time, the pump has been in my secondary suitcase, and that's been searched countless times by the TSA. Thank you for the good job you guys do. And it's taken quite a pounding, and also it's been almost the primary pump I've been using for inflating tyres during my tyre review. So it doesn't exactly sit around the house looking pretty. It has survived the long-term test, and it really is a well-made bit of gear. With all of that said, this is now my go-to pump for travelling. It is well built, it is built to last, and it's well priced. Do yourself a favour, check out the Bontrager TLR Flashcharger Pump today. You will not be disappointed.